Welcome back to our Meistergram channel. I'll be showing you how to reinstall the needle case on the XL-1500 XL. So we'll go ahead and take our needle case. Set our cover back up here. First thing we need to do is we need to locate the lower hook. And we'll start by bringing in our rail, which is the lower rail for the needle case. And we're going to try to hook that up right there. Okay, so we'll set our needle case. We have it hooked from the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and align our rail. You could slide this freely side to side. And now I'm gonna go ahead and push the top. Now, if you remember from the previous video when we removed the needle case, we actually set the needle case to number 8. So as a reference, I'm gonna go ahead and line up needle 8 to the needle plate hole. And this should bring us back to where we left off when we removed the needle case. So now that I have that, I'm simply gonna go ahead and push the needle case. All right, so we've located our lower hook. We're gonna hook the needle case up from the bottom. And as you can see, it falls into place. Needle 8 is back over the needle hole where we left it the first time when we removed the needle case. And now we'll go ahead and reinstall the 2 hex bolts that hold the needle case onto the rail. Now, before I torque the screws down, there is a little bit of tolerance in the needle case. So what I'll recommend is take your main shaft knob located on the right of the machine and go ahead and lower the needle past the hole. We can now lift the presser foot and take a look at the needle and see if it's centered in relation to the hole on the needle plate. That little bit of tolerance will allow us to adjust and center that center needle. Once we've confirmed that, we could go ahead and torque down the screws. Now we have our needle case back on the machine, and we'll next take our thread base. We'll flip it back over. Now, from the previous video, if we remember, we removed this cable, which plugs into this 3-pin connector. Okay, followed by this plastic clamp with the small Phillips screw. We'll now need to reinstall our thread brake sensor. We're going to offset the tension base over to the right just a little bit. We don't want to pull on the wire itself. And we'll slide the sensor back in its rail. Now, the sensor has a plastic block, and that block has a groove where we will fit this little metal bracket. This will maintain the sensor in one place. Now, we do need to be careful. We want to make sure that the connector is facing up on the sensor. It is possible to install the sensor upside down. If this is done, it'll result in the machine giving you a false thread brake at the time of running the machine. We will now install the 4 screws on our tension base. We'll tighten these down just a bit. Just remember, this is plastic. We don't want to over tighten it, which may result in a crack on some of the plastic. We will now reinstall the rear cover. Now, we make sure that the wires do clear. And in order to install this cover, we'll start at the bottom. We'll match the bottom to the tension base brackets. And we'll bring in the top at an angle until we reach the point where both pieces are touching. And we'll very carefully squeeze down on the top and snap it back in. Lastly, we will install our take-up lever cover. We will now reinstall our take-up lever cover. This uses 2 long Phillips screws, one on each end. We have now completed the installation of our needle case. Now lastly, what we'll do is, since we lowered the needle bar to check the clearance and the position of the needle in relation to the needle plate, we're gonna go ahead and return this needle back up. Now that we've reinstalled our needle case, the last thing that we'll do is a color change check. Now in order to move our needle case on the A15 panel, we'll have a key down in the right bottom corner. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll travel to the furthest point on the needle case. We'll start by going to needle 1. We'll check the needle case for any binds. We'll go now to the opposite side, needle 15. From the looks of it, the needle case is traveling back and forth from needle 1 to 15 correctly. So this means that our needle case is now reinstalled in the correct manner, and we can go ahead and continue to testing the machine. So this is the completion of our needle case installation. I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments below, thumbs up. If you want to see any other videos, feel free to leave it in the comments or reach out to us